Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nathaniel Zudi. I am here alongside my co-host Jonah Jablonski. And before we get underway with this game here, I would just like to mention that this evening, Haverford and Lower Merion boys soccer are celebrating the contributions of George Severini. Haverford boys soccer and the Haverford athletic department have installed a bench in the southeast corner of A.G. Cornock Stadium in honor of George and his impact on the Haverford soccer community.
George Saravini coached Haverford High School boys soccer from 1989 to 2010. In his 22-year career, the Fords had a record of 222 to 115 losses and 57 ties, including a Central League title in 1994 and 11 PIAA District 1 class AAA playoff appearances. To honor the 1994 Central League championship team last year, Coach Casanelli and the Fords wore game day shirts with El Nuevo 94 on their back. In 2011, George Saravini joined his son Nico at Lower Merion as an assistant coach, where he helped guide the Aces to a Central League championship in 2013. Tonight, his son Nico Saverini joins us at the head coach of Lower Merion Soccer. George was also dedicated to the development of youth soccer in the area as the leader of world-class soccer school. To honor George and his contributions, Haverford High School boys soccer and Haverford athletics have dedicated a bench in George's honor in the southeast corner of A.G. Cornock Stadium. Thank you to Haverford Soccer and Lower Merion Soccer program alumni and the Saravini family for joining us this evening in honor of George Saravini.
All right, and now let's get to the game here. The Lower Merion Aces are heading into this one currently ranked first in the league with a record of 11 wins and 1 loss. Their most recent loss being a loss against last year's champion Conestoga on the 6th of the month, and that was the first loss of the entire season. The Fords are coming into this one with a record of 6 wins, 7 losses, 2 ties, currently putting them in the 25th spot on the rankings. Their most recent game was a 2-1 loss against Radnor, also on the 6th of October. And, Jonah, with the season winding down here for both teams, I think Lower Merion has no type of worries on whether they're going to make the playoffs. But, the Fords here, last couple of games, are definitely trying to make a push to crack that top 16 spot to secure themselves a spot in the playoffs, right?
That is exactly right, Nathan. And Ford's obviously coming to this game as the underdog. They're 25th in the PIAA District 1 right now. Lower Merion is number 1. And for those of you who don't know, the PIAA District 1 takes teams from Chester County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, and Delaware County. So Lower Merion is number 1 out of all of those counties. So Lower Merion is a very good soccer team. The Fords are well aware of that. But I would say the same for the Fords. Fords are a really good soccer team. They have some really good players. And when they're playing together, they can beat anyone. So even though we're saying they're the underdogs, they have a very good chance of doing something in this game. And I'm looking forward to see what they do.
Yes, that is a keen observation there. And while we're on the note of the postseason and the playoffs, last year the Fords did manage to crack the playoffs with a 10th seed spot. They passed the first round with a win against Norristown, but then fell short in the second round against North Penn. Whereas Lower Merion last year, they made it all the way through the bracket and then lost in the final championship game against Conestoga for the PIAA District 4 championship title.
And Trey, you mentioned Conestoga. Conestoga is currently second in the PIAA District 1 playoffs with a record of 12-1. So Lower Merion and Conestoga, a little bit of rivalry going on. Lower Merion trying to prove that they are the true number 1 seed here tonight. Fords look to get an upset and get that spot in the playoffs, which is definitely possible. It's the last home game of the season. Looking to go out with a bang.
Yes. And since we are talking about Lower Merion and Conestoga, those two teams obviously being ranked 1 and 2 in the rankings, that goes to show you that they're both two very high-quality, good teams that definitely deserve those top 2 spots. And, with their most recent loss and first loss of the season, like I said before, being against Conestoga, that, could either be a repeat of last year and maybe even an indicator of things to come in the postseason if those two teams do indeed face each other again.
Tree, and we got a chance to look at the Lower Merion roster. We have it up here in the booth with us. Lower Merion has 24 players on their roster, and only 7 of those players are not seniors, and all 7 of them are juniors. So Lower Merion is an experienced team. They're an old team, a bunch of seniors, whereas Haverford comes in on the younger side. They have their seniors, they have their core guys. They have a lot of younger players, which isn't a bad thing at all. We talk about Tristan Hevner. Great season this year. Hat-trick against Pencrest earlier in the season. Another group of young guys. Jack Schultz in goal. Phenomenal year this year. Got a chance to watch him in the games I have watched. Made some crazy saves. Never seen anyone do it. So, yeah, Fords are young, but they got something to prove. They really do.
Yes, and I would also like to say that the future is indeed looking bright for the Fords. Like you said, they have these younger guys that luckily have a chance to learn from these older guys, more vetted guys, more experienced guys, especially, someone like Sean Boyle who just committed to play D1 soccer at Bucknell and, just being mentored and being able to watch someone play at that level is obviously a very good and very important learning experience. Whereas Lower Merion is relying heavily on their seniors and with a few juniors on their varsity team, their future, is a bit questionable, but they could have some quality guys on JV who could make that big jump next year and prove themselves worthy of a varsity spot.
Something to note, Tree, a little opinion of mine is that the Fords are better than their record. They're 6-7-2 right now. They've been dealing with injuries all season. Devin Runk, senior, who usually would be, he's a captain and he hasn't played a single game this season, would be one of the Fords' star players. He unfortunately is out for the season with an injury, so he hasn't been there for the Fords. Googie Seidman earlier in the season missed a couple of games, really hurt that defense, had to move Sean Boyle back there, who couldn't be in his normal attacking position. So the Fords have dealt with injuries. They really have. And they're better than their record. We know they can score the ball.
Yes.
It's just they just got to do it.
Yes. And something to note about those two guys that you just said. Both of those guys last year got all Central League honorable mentions as juniors, and with such a devastating injury like the one that Devin Runk had to endure, completely canceling out his entire senior season. And, Googie Seidman missing a key stretch of games earlier on in the season where the Fords did not look like the quality team that we all know they can be and are. So that obviously, hurt their record and hurt them statistically. But like you said before, if this team is healthy and in top shape, I think the Central League is theirs.
That is exactly right, Tree. And you talk about Devin Runk. Stand-up guy. He's in my homeroom class. Call him a friend. He's out there right now warming up, him and Googie Simon. Even though Devin's not playing, he's still showing dedication to the team, filling that captain position, even if he can't be on the field. Great guy, Devin Runk.
And, yeah, him being out there with the team, even though he can't play, even though he isn't getting involved in anything, that just goes to show you the dedication. And I think the brotherhood that all these guys on the varsity team here have together, both all these guys sticking out for each other. Devin Runk showing up when he has, quite frankly, no need to be there, where he could just leave the game right now and no one would honestly blame him. But he knows he's a captain and he knows what that means. And, again, that is a good sign of leadership, and that's definitely something that the younger guys, like you said, the juniors and a few sophomores, can definitely pick up on and learn from. And, hopefully carry on in their own careers here at Haverford and just make this team a better team.
Exactly. Something else to mention, Tree. Me and Tree have a class in school, criminal justice, taught by Mr. Detweiler.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, exactly. And there is 3 to 4 players on the soccer team in our class, and we got a chance to talk to them today. We got a chance to talk to them throughout the week about what this matchup means and what their season really means. They've all mentioned that they know Lower Merion is good. It's no secret. Everyone knows it. But they did mention if they play together, they play well, They get opportunities for those attacking front people to put the ball in the net. They can win this game. The midfielders are going to play a big position here. Talk about Legend Russell in the middle. Getting those strikers and attackers shots on goal is going to be pivotal to win this game.
Yes, that is very accurate, very true. Those guys that you did mention in our criminal justice class, we are all very close with. We all love them. They're great guys. And, just to say the confidence there is definitely key. If you go out here on this field and you have no confidence, if you can't think, or if you don't think that you can win this game, then game's already over. There's no point in you getting on the field at that point. If you don't think you have a fighting chance, if you don't think you're better than everyone on this field, then you're just honestly being a liability to the team and should just get off.
It's that exact mentality that I think Coach Cass teaches his players. Play like you're the best. Play with confidence. Play as hard as you can. Play determined. And who cares about the rankings, honestly? You've been talking about Lower Merion being good. Who cares? Game 0-0. Teams are equal. Play like that.
Exactly.
Never know what can happen.
Mm-hmm. Make them prove to you that they're worth of that spot. Make them prove to you that stat sheet and those rankings are accurate representations of both teams. Because just like you said, start of the game, clock, there's a full game, score is 0-0, everyone has fresh legs. It's right then and there where you have to prove it, that you're worthy of that spot, and either prove the record true or prove that the record is a lie.
And as they are announcing the rosters, before we get underway, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back to you as soon as possible when the game is about to start. And we are back as the game is about to get underway. Captains and the referees and the coaches are meeting, discussing the kickoff. National anthem was just sung. Teams are ready. They're prepared. Got their game faces on. Should be a great matchup tonight. Beautiful night also at AG Cornog. It's getting into that fall season, that colder months.
Yes, indeed.
And it's a great night. Love to see it.
Can you believe it? The other day I had to defrost my car already.
Wow.
Fall is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. The colder climates have arrived.
Another good thing to see is a little student section building up in the bleachers. Me and Tree see some of our classmates, people at our school. Great to show support in this very meaningful game for the Fords. Last home game. Good turnout for the fans.
Yes. That is, I would say, arguably the biggest student section the Haverford boys soccer has had this season. And it's just, it's just great to see that community and camaraderie between teammates and classmates and, just overall great sense of community here at Haverford High School.
Lower Merion takes the field. They will be on the right side of your screen in the white jerseys. And the Fords, the Haverford Fords,
Yes, sir.
take the field for their last home game. They will be on the left in the red jerseys.
Both teams talking it over right now, trying to get their game plan right, get in the right headspace. Captains have their final words to each other and their teammates as the game is about to go.
Tree, what do you think is being said in that huddle right now for Haverford?
I mean, probably some encouraging words from those captains we mentioned earlier, just getting those guys in the right zone, right headspace, organizing the team, organizing the offense and defense, just getting stuff down, and a few encouraging words I'd imagine here and there, and just getting them ready for the game.
And we are underway as Sean Boyle kicks it back for the Fords. Game is underway.
Ball's moving along the sidelines now. Carr with it. Pass it to Russell. Russell splits the defense, is moving through the field. Plays it up ahead to James Laniak, but pass was interrupted there. Good defense by the Aces. Fords get it right back, though. Okafor Norke showing off that athleticism and speed that he is so well known for at that striker position. But again, they're good defense and good clear by the Aces. You can already see that it's going to be a very tense game as Lower Merion's defense has been getting ready and has been very effective right off the bat. Not even a minute into the game.
Yeah, you see that fast-paced play by Lower Merion. Never stop moving. Even when the ball goes out of bounds, they're still moving. See it here early. Haverford's going to have to keep up, which
Yes.
I think they can do, but they're going to have to keep up.
That was a throw in there for the Aces by number 27, Liam Clifford. The ref calls a foul. It'll be a free kick here for the Fords. Robert Priestley will be taking the kick. Ball is up in the air. No team has established clear possession. And it is now the Aces with the ball in the feet of number 11, Sam Nyaka. And the ball goes out of bounds. They say last touch by the Fords. Or excuse me, that was not an out of bounds call. That was a foul call against the Fords. Free kick here now for the Aces.
We mentioned the Haverford student section looking awesome. Lower Merion on their side on the away bleachers. I don't know if you guys can see them from home watching on YouTube. They're starting to build up a little student section. So both teams got some support from their fellow classmates. in this big game. I think both sides, both schools, players and non-players realize how big of a game this is.
Indeed, yes. And, with a team that is so good and where most of their fellow classmates can already sense if they're going to win or lose a game, it's still great to see that support and community again, that sense of community that both of these schools here display. As it'll be a corner kick here for the Aces. If this lines up properly, this could result in a 1-0 lead. However, the opportunity does not amount to anything. A shot was taken there by number 5, Thanos Danilidis, but just a bit far to the right, as it'll be a goal kick here. Taken by the Fords. Jack Schultz in goal today. Sends it. And touch pass there by Boyle up at to Mulhern. Didn't see it, could not get to it, and it is Lower Merion going the other way.
Aces are playing fast-paced, but they're also not afraid to kick the ball back to their defenders to set up something else. Playing patient, but they're also playing fast-paced.
Yes, indeed.
Good play by the Aces.
Good ball up there. However, better defense by the Fords. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch, Haverford. Throw in here now for Lower Merion. Ball is put in play. Jack Schultz retrieves the ball, and he rolls it over to Googie Seidman. Googie Seidman in the backfield now. Plays it up at Telaniak. Touch pass to Metz on the sideline. Passes it back to Seidman, who gets pressed there by number 13 for Lower Merion. That is Simon Rosen. Good anticipation and good defense there by Rosen, not allowing anything to happen and putting the Fords under pressure already so early on in the game. Legend Russell, again, with the ball. He's going for quite a while now. And, Jonah, something to mention about Russell is his calm and cool composure that he always has with the ball. And, you can see it in his face and his character and his demeanor that he's not often wavered by defense. As Lower Merion makes a run for the ball there, but good anticipation and good slide tackle there. A clean slide tackle by number 3, Googie Seidman, preventing a potential goal here and an early 1-0 deficit for the Fords.
Yeah, Trey, you mentioned legend Russell. In that midfield position, he was just a little shaken up, but he is back in and ready to play now. But you mentioned him being calm, cool, and collective with the ball. That is 100% correct. Perfect example there. Took it all the way down to the 20-yard line. 3-4 people on him. Didn't even sweat it.
Yes.
Took it down calm. Took it down cool. And beat every single defender that tried to defend him without having to do much.
Yes, and that composure specifically as a midfielder is key to playing the position very well, as you have to realize the entire game, both offense and defense, do flow through you, and a cool head in pressure situations is exactly what will help you make the right decision, make the good pass, quality passes, and, win for your team. So foot race now between both teams. Number 13 there again, Simon Rosen putting on the burners, going as fast as he can, getting a shot off under great pressure by Robert Priestley, and the shot was indeed way above the goal. Goal kick now by Schultz. Metz with it. Ford still with the ball. Good clear by Googie Seidman to Boyle. Rough first touch there. And gets the ball stolen by number 14, Jaqueen Jenkins.
Forwards have a strong back three. Googie Seidman in the middle. Robert Priestley and Charlie Metz. 3 seniors in that back defense. Riley Carr, who I believe is at midfield, but playing closer to the defense. Another senior Fords are experienced on the defensive end. Lower Merion is going to have a tough time getting to Jack Schultz, let alone scoring.
Yes, and, they've been running the same 3-5-2 formation the entire season, and, it's given these guys plenty of time to adjust to their positions and adjust to their responsibilities and what they have to do to succeed in their own positions and succeed as a team. As the Fords move it right around the midfield, both teams are scrambling for it, and the referee calls a foul there against the Fords. It'll be a free kick here for the Aces.
Aces could very well capitalize off this free kick. They send it in there. Sean Boyle says no.
Again, Sean Boyle showing off that freakish height and athleticism, using his head, which is why he is dubbed the header merchant by his teammates and classmates.
I know this is soccer, but Sean Boyle looks like Michael Jordan out there, just rising above everyone.
Yes, he was flying in for that.
Practically
defensive
dunking on that Lower Merion player.
Mm-hmm. I believe Sean Boyle would have had a decent career as a basketball player.
I agree, Tree. I've seen him play basketball. Seen him play every sport, football, basketball. Very good.
Yes.
Very athletic.
Mm-hmm. And, with a 6'4" frame, that opens up a lot of avenues in multiple sports to be successful. As the Fords try to advance it into the danger zone and into the box here. However, good anticipation and defense by Lower Merion. They're able to clear it, but right to Legend Russell, who is moving around the midfield now. A play is made into the box. Sean Boyle tries to race towards the ball, but again, good defense there by number 99, Crosby Johnson, who's in net for Lower Merion.
Not many shots on goal for the Fords here early, but they are inching closer and closer to the goal as time goes on. Lower Merion has had the momentum this game, I would say. They've kept on their half for a decent amount of this first 11 minutes of the game. Fords looking to change that momentum. I'm usually broadcasting girls soccer. If any of you at home have watched me and Connor, common theme that we mention frequently in girls soccer is how fast the momentum can change.
Yes.
One team could be having 10 shots on goal for half of a half, and then the momentum can switch right away. As Lower Merion almost gets a goal right there.
That was a very dangerous spot for the Fords there.
Goes over the top crossbar. Jack Schultz there to ensure it did not go in. Haverford will now get the ball as Riley Carr takes a kick from the goal.
Tries to get it to Sean Boyle there. But again, good defense there by number 5, Thanos Danilides, as he has been a very present factor for the Lower Merion Aces this game so far.
As I was mentioning, Lower Merion just had that shot on goal. It seems like they're in control, but that can change so quick. Fords just need one good opportunity, and they can put a point on the board, and that shot on goal by Lower Merion would mean nothing.
Yes. You mentioned before how fast the momentum can change, and momentum shift is key to winning a game and key to keeping your team's morale. And you have to realize that if you have the momentum, there are very good chances that you will be winning your game. As the Aces throw it in now, and it is Danilides who makes a pass to the sideline, but good clear there by number 3, Googie Seidman for the Fords. As the Aces are playing it back into their own backfield, trying to set something up here. They make a pass up ahead, and number 2, Asher Wiseman was sprinting down the sideline. He is rather on the shorter end of things. However, his heart and dedication were displayed right there as he put everything into that run to get to the ball.
Something I've noticed early in this game is Merion, as well as being fast-paced, they're also physical. I would say the Fords are matching that physical aspect of Merion's game. I've seen multiple box outs, getting physical, using her body to get to the ball. Seen it by both teams here. Fords really matching Marion's energy.
Yes, and this is indeed a very physical game here for both teams, and you can imagine the physical tear it'll have on one's body, and I would also say it would also even have more of an emotional tear as well, as that constant pressure is constantly on you, and you have to realize that you don't have a lot of time to think with the ball, so you just have to be able to recognize the right play to make and the open guy and get rid of it quick, as Merion has made very sure to pressure the Fords whenever they have possession.
Very impressed by the Fords' play so far. Not many opportunities on the goal, but they're neutralizing Merion here. Merion isn't getting much on goal either. They're bringing it to that back three, back four for the Fords, and they can't really get by that last layer to get to the goal, as you see it right there.
Good defense there by Charlie Metz as he interrupts a little touch pass there to number 11, Sam Nikea, which could have been a potential goal here for Merion. Great awareness and great defensive anticipation there by the center back, Charlie Metz.
Perfect example there of not being able to get through that last layer. Charlie Metz. Good defense play there. Merion inches away from getting to that last layer before the only person left is goalie Jack Schultz. Charlie Metz steps in, stops.
And you're talking about that last layer of defense. I think for both teams, that last layer has been key, as, none of these guys have been able to get a sort of one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper for both teams. And, as a coach, that is definitely what you want from your line of defense for both teams here. As the Fords are awarded a goal kick here, and it'll be Googie Seidman sending the ball into play. It was designated to James Laniak, who was surprised by the over-the-back play by Lower Merion striker, but seems to be unfazed as Fords are able to clear it, and I believe Sean Boyle has moved from the striker position to the center back, as he is now around the same area as Charlie Metz and Googie Seidman.
Jack Schultz, goalie there. That was a really high kick. Jack Schultz received that like a punt in football. Deshaun Jackson. Great play by Jack Schultz there to stay calm and make sure that ball didn't get by him. Ball might have been 50, 75 feet in the air. One of the highest balls I've ever seen kicked. Merion showing that power, that strength that they have. The reason why they are 11-1. Ford's trying to match that energy as you see Legend Russell get physical. They're not scared to get physical. Staying with the ball. Him and Charlie Metz working to get the ball up the field for the Fords as they do just that. James Laniak running after the ball.
Pressing Thanos Liddy's right there. And again, Laniak is all over that sideline as he is hauling to get there and putting a lot of pressure on Lower Merion as they force the out of bounds, and it'll be throw in here now for the Fords. Charlie Metz passes it into Norke. Priestley with it now. Fords are moving it along. A little touch pass there by Carr to Hefner. However, Hefner could not get there in time. Is now Lower Merion still has possession of the ball. Ball is currently flying all over the place. Lower Merion attempting to pass it back to their defenders and set up a good offensive run here. Again, good clear there by the Fords. Great defense as we've seen throughout the game.
Okafor Norike touching the ball for one of the first times. He needs to get more involved if the Fords want to make an impact. He's one of their biggest, most impactful players. Sean Boyle almost had a perfect opportunity, just missed it.
Yes.
As I was saying.
To the left there.
As I was saying, Okafor Norike, pivotal piece for this Fords attack. If he can get more involved, Fords can have a better chance at getting some opportunities on goal.
Yes, I would say Okafor is arguably one of the fastest, if not the fastest guys on the team. And, you know, speed and athleticism is definitely something that are very key components in a quality soccer player, especially a quality striker and any sort of attacker. So let's hope the Fords are able to get him the ball a lot and let him utilize those natural gifts that he has received.
As Andrew Davis, Jack Foreman, Simon Rosen check back into the game for the Aces. I believe that was Elliot Hall as well. And number 40 for the Aces, Khalid Jafar, has also checked out.
Fords with the ball now as we approach 20 minutes left in the first half. Norke tries to get the ball to Russell. However, good anticipation and defense by Lower Merion, and the Aces do try to make a play up ahead to number 33, Elliot Hall. However, he could not get there in time as the pass by his teammate was put just a bit too far out of his reach. Clear here by the Fords. Mulhern to Boyle, back to Mulhern as he races to get there. He does. Now it's Mulhern on the sideline, tries to pass it to Boyle. However, pass was not accurate. Fords get it right back, though. Again, tries to make a play up ahead for Boyle. And again, good defense by the Aces.
Legend Russell, quick to stop that Ace attack right there. It's Tristan Hevener, Okafor, and Legend Russell working in that midfield. Okafor Norike taking the ball down, juking and jiving, looking to get an opportunity on the goal. Back to his teammate, Legend Russell. Legend Russell keeps the ball.
Still has it, getting in there. However, it's dispossessed, and the ref does call a foul on that as Legend Russell tries to make a play at the ball there, but just got a bit too much of the defender there as he tumbles and falls, and it'll be a foul against the Fords here. Free kick is awarded to the Aces.
Despite that little attack by the Fords ending in a penalty, great teamwork, great ball movement by the Fords. If they can keep doing that, Tree, down by that goal, down by that Lower Merion goal, it could be very, very bad for Lower Merion.
Yes, if they keep on, if they're still able to probe through that defense there, time and time again throughout the game, you know, one of those offensive drives is bound to result in a goal if the Aces keep on allowing them to slice right through them. It is now the Aces pushing the other way. However, the attack is nullified by number 2, Charlie Metz. Metz has had a couple of good defensive plays here already, as we are just a bit over halfway. We're just a bit over halfway in the game. The ball goes over the goal there, as it was an attempt by Lower Merion. However, it did not amount to anything, and it'll be goal kick here now for the Fords. Googie Sideman will be taking the kick here now.
Number 15, Tyler Cohn has checked in at striker. Number 12, pivotal junior James Laniak checks out, takes a break on the bench.
Fords trying to get some fresh legs in the game, getting their guys, those younger guys, some playing time here, allowing them to experience this varsity atmosphere and build a stronger future. Norque hustling for the ball there. Got to it, but could not handle it as the ball goes out of bounds. It's a very physical play there. Goes to show you Okafor Norque is not afraid of any type of contact from these Lower Merion defenders. And the ref having a chat there with Norque. He is awarded a foul, I believe. Or no, excuse me, no foul. Just some rather seemingly stern words to Norque as he is told to slow down the physicality, as that was, in the ref's eyes, quite the aggressive play. And ball travels out of bounds. Fords will have the throw in. Russell plays it back to Jack Schultz.
Didn't seem like that ref liked that play from Okafor Norque. I thought Okafor was playing physical, but I don't think that warranted such a reaction from the referee. Hard determination, although the referee is the authority in this game and
Indeed
is going to make the calls he thinks are valid.
Yes.
Okafor Norque, though, playing very hard. Mentioned earlier that he needs to get involved. We've started to see that tree. Okafor's getting involved, and it's making a difference. Mm-hmm. We've seen more opportunities on goalkeeper Crosby Johnson. More looks coming his way, which is not good for Lower Merion. It's great for Haverford. When Okafor is involved, ball movement up front is a lot more fluid. It's a lot better. It's a lot smoother. Sean Boyle can get more easily involved when Okafor is handling and juking and jiving and sprinting past people. Okafor is one of the fastest people I've seen in real life, in my entire life. If Okafor can stay involved, the Fords can score in this late in this first half.
Yes, and, you know, with the potential of scoring here obviously going up in the last couple of possessions, as we've seen more promising drives here by the Fords, and diving back into that conversation about momentum we had earlier on, you know, a 1-0 lead heading into the half, especially as an underdog, is not only a momentum but also a morality boost as well here for the Fords, which is something they could definitely use if they want to topple this great giant known as Lower Merion.
And if you are just joining us, there's just under 15 minutes to go in this first half. Score remains 0-0. Lower Merion Aces and the Haverford Fords.
The Aces moving it around in their own backfield now. They're creeping it up the sideline. They are getting pressured by the Fords, hoping for a trap. Sean Boyle almost gets his foot on that pass. Thanos with the ball now for the Aces. It's a fight in the midfield. Both teams going for it. Aces have established possession. It is number 9, Andrew Davis, with the ball on the sideline as he's trying to make a push forward and looking for a cross into the box. However, is denied by 3 Haverford players as they hound him and force the ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here now for the Aces. And number 14, Jaquin Jenkins will be throwing it in for the Fords. Ball is in the air. Headed by Boyle. Headed again by Tyler Cohen. Fords going the other way with it now. Okafor feisty with it. He's still going. He takes a tumble. Fell on the ground. Ref blows his whistle. It'll be a foul against Lower Merion. Free kick right around the 45-yard line on Lower Merion's half of the field. And it'll be number 26, also a captain, Riley Carr, taking the free kick here for the Fords.
Okafor Norike visibly upset with that call. He thought it should have been a little bit of a harsher call, maybe even a card. I completely agree with Okafor. Seemed like a little bit of a dirty. I don't know if Lower Merion, I think that was Liam Clifford, was going for the slide tackle or just going for the ball. I don't think he meant a dirty play, but it seemed like he took out Okafor's legs as Okafor was going full speed.
Yes. Okafor caught quite some airtime on that pass play right there, as he has seen a good 3 to 4 feet above the air on that tumble. And it is now Lower Merion's ball on the Haverford side of the field. Aces cross it. However, there's no one there to receive the pass. Haverford retrieves the ball as they clear it, try to play it up ahead, but right into the feet, of number 10, Maury Rothman for the Aces. And good stop here by Ford's defense and Ford's goalie Jack Schultz as he's able to retrieve the ball.
Ball got bounced around there. Lower Merion kicked it up. Sam Nyanka almost hit off his head and almost went in the goal. Jack Schultz dove to the left there and stopped it. Great heads-up play by Jack Schultz.
You know, as a coach, that's definitely something that you want from your goalie. Jack Schultz is obviously one of the shorter fellas on the field, and so it's very critical that his reaction time and reflexes are even sharper than most goalies, as he needs to get to certain places faster due to his height disadvantage. Lower Merion now being able to stop that push by the Fords, and they're going the other way. Davis with the ball. Still with it. Cutting through the midfield here. Passes it over to number 14, Jenkins. And the ball travels out of bounds. Referee says it will be last touch by the Fords. Throw in here for Lower Merion, and it'll be Jenkins with the ball now as he's eyeing up his options, waiting for his teammates to get set everything up, directing the offense there as the Aces hope for a goal. Ball is put in play to Nyanka. Nyanka trips a bit there, regains possession. The Aces are able to sneak one right past Jack Schultz.
Believe that was number 10, Maury Rothman. Hit it into that lower right corner after the ricocheted ball. Great place ball by Sam Nyanka. Got it in front of the goal. Put it through 3 people. Ricocheted right. I believe that was Maury Rothman. Who placed it perfectly, Placed it perfectly in that bottom right goal where Jack Schultz could not get to it. Lower Merion scores first. And if you are just joining or just saw what happened, there is a little under 10 minutes to go in this first half. Lower Merion just scored, and they're up 1-0 against the Haverford Fords.
You know, Rothman being the man of the hour here, as he and the Aces are the first to strike in this ball game, putting themselves up 1-0. And hoping to maintain this kind of lead. And now I would assume they are more primarily focused on playing defense and keeping the ball away from the Fords for the remainder of the first half, as we're approaching 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. And what do you think is going through the minds of the Haverford boys out there right now?
I mean, that's got to be discouraging, Tree. Going down 1-0 in the first half, still time left. Going down somewhat early, as we have still more than half a game to play. It's got to be a little bit demoralizing. But I think they understand, Tree. I think they do, that the game isn't over. It's very, very far from over. That goal could be changed in literally 10 seconds. They could score here, and the game would be 0-0 again, or it would be 1-1, but played like 0-0 again. So I think the Fords know that this game isn't over. They may be a little bit discouraged. Anyone would be. But they know to keep playing hard, and who knows, maybe they can get a goal at the end of this first half. I got a chance to broadcast a game me and Connor did when Tree and Brendan were out for boys soccer, and at the end of that first half, 0.8 seconds left. 0.8 seconds. Corner kick from the Fords. Sean Boyle scored a goal with 0.8 seconds left. So Tree, I think they know. They've done it before. They've scored with little time left. I think they know they have more than enough time to change the momentum and change that goal around.
Yes, and having a mindset like that, especially against a team that is 24 spots ahead of you in the rankings, is key, because you cannot afford to give up right now. Like I said earlier, if you give up when the game isn't done, then you're doing yourself and your team a disservice, and you're putting them at a disadvantage. So being in that mindset of the game is not over, we can still win this, we still have a chance, is key to the Fords and their offense being able to bounce back from this 1-0 deficit. And the Aces are awarded a free kick here now, right around the 24, 23-yard line on the Haverford side of the field. And if placed properly and if shot well, they could be looking at a 2-0 lead heading into the second half. But we'll see what happens here. Oh, wow. A lot of people ran fake plays and dummied the ball there, only for
Number 9, Andrew Davis. Strong, powerful free kick there, just a little bit right to the goal.
yes.
I think Jack Schultz was there anyway. Little trickery going on by the Lower Merion attack. I like it.
Yes.
Trying to switch things up, catch a Fords off guard. Close opportunity there. Those free kicks can be very, very lethal if they are surgically placed, as that ball almost was. And who knows? Fords could easily catch a break and get one of those free kicks close to their goal and tie the game up. So momentum can change. Lower Merion just had an opportunity. Who knows what the Fords can do now? Let's see if they can get an opportunity with just about 5 minutes left in this first half.
Lower Merion with the ball now. They get dispossessed by the Fords. Good defense there by Cohen. Boyle tries to make a touch pass there to Norque. However, it did not amount to anything, as there was good defense being played by number 5, Thanos Danilides. Again, he is making his presence as a defender felt very often and very strong here throughout the first half of play. As Lower Merion was still able to retain possession, but they pass it right away to Boyle, who places it up ahead to Norque. Norque is hit. However, the ref does not blow his whistle, as that was quite the physical hit, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be throw in now for the Fords. Number 26, Riley Carr, will be doing the honor. Hevener fighting for the ball there. He emerges with it. Tries to play it to number 12, James Laniak, however, is interrupted. Now it is Lower Merion going the other way. Sam Nyek with the ball. He tries to make a play in. Goes right back to him. Now it is foot race there between Laniak and the defender.
Laniak not afraid to get physical there. You love to see it. Foul called against him. That's rough.
Foul called a bit late there, and to the obvious displeasure of the Haverford home fans, as they did not think that was a foul. They thought it was a clean play. However, the ref thought otherwise, and it will be free kick here now for the Aces. Ball is put in play.
Great punch out by Jack Schultz. Overall of the players, the Fords could get something going here with just under 3 minutes to go. It is Haverford ball, I believe, with the throw-in. Or looks like they might have a free kick. It is a free kick. Number 26, Riley Carr, looks to place this ball where the Fords can get an opportunity to go ahead and get a shot on goal. Here's a free kick. Boomed up to the opposite 40-yard line. Fords need to get going in these last 2 minutes. They want to tie this game up before the half.
Yes, and like you said about momentum again earlier, that conversation we had, going into the second half with a deficit, it's definitely not the type of momentum you want as a team. However, if you are winning 1-0 heading into the half, all the momentum is on your side. And that is obviously what Lower Merion is trying to keep here and what the Fords are trying to prevent, as both teams are fighting for the ball. And that was good defense and a good clear there by number 27, Liam Clifford, for the Aces. Fords with the ball now. Sean Boyle tries to play it up ahead, but a bit too much on that pass. It was intended for Norquay. He could not get there in time, as it is goalie Crosby Johnson who's able to retrieve the ball. Now Legend Russell sends it over the defender's head. Still with the ball, the Fords are now playing it up ahead to Boyle. Boyle had a little stumble in his stride there. He believes he was tripped or at least tipped by the Lower Merion defender. The coach for the Fords has voiced his displeasure at the no call, as that could have been the goal to tie it up here 1-1.
And we are under 1 minute to go. 40 seconds. Clock is running. Like you're saying, Tree, Sean Boyle almost got there. Almost got to that ball before that goalie did for Lower Merion. Crosby Johnson doing a great job of getting there before Sean Boyle could. Lower Merion almost had something there. Kicked into the middle. That's number 4, Robert Priestley, with a great defensive stop for Haverford, as we are just approaching 10 seconds left in this first half. Haverford has got to play hard here. We've seen it happen before. Seconds left on the clock. Lower Merion. Clock has stopped. It is back on. Lower Merion has it in the corner. Cross by Nyanka. Riley Carr heads it. Jack Schultz there for the save. Great save in the final seconds of this first half. Jack Schultz will let the clock run out, and that wraps up the first half. Fords are still down 1-0. Lower Merion scored that goal there. Down 1-0 going into this half. I'm sure Coach Cass will have some words for this Fords team.
We will be back shortly to resume for the second half. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from the halftime break. Second half of this beautiful yet very physical game in between the Lower Merion Aces and the Haverford Fords. The Aces lead 1-0, and the Fords are looking to bounce back and hopefully tie it up this half, force overtime, or even knock in 2 goals and win the game once for all.
Exactly, Tree. The Fords, something to prove. Chip on their shoulder here, down 1-0. See if they can get back here, get a goal, make this game a lot more interesting. I'm excited for the second half. Last second half of the home games for this season. I'm sure the seniors are getting a little bit emotional. Let's see if they can win their final home game.
Yes, and with such a turnout in the student section, and the fact that you're down 1-0, that definitely puts a lot of pressure on you, and just makes you want to get it all the more. As we saw Riley Carr putting everything on the line there, trying to race to that ball in time. Could not get there in time, though. But that just goes to show you the severity and the degree of the game and how badly the Fords want to win this one.
Both teams very motivated to play this game. A little bit of a rivalry, plus playing in honor of George Saravini. Coach Nico Saravini, son of George, I'm sure is very happy with how his team is playing in this first half. Got that early goal. Have held the Fords to a limited amount of opportunities. Sure, he had some good things to say in that halftime circle.
Yes, stay tuned also for after the broadcast, as we will be bringing up the coach to talk more about the bench and George Severini himself, whom the bench was dedicated to earlier on, right before the game started. The Fords with the ball now. Jack Schultz will be taking a goal kick. He's eyeing up his options as he now sends the ball into play. The Aces emerge with it. It's going into their back line of defense. They're able to get it out. Still the Aces with the ball. Aces pushing the pace now. It is number 4, Jack Foreman, with the ball on the sideline. He gets dispossessed by the Fords defense. And the Fords are moving the ball now along their sideline. Mulhern makes a pass up ahead to Norke. Norke is fighting for it as number 10, Maury Rothman, the previous goal scorer, by the way, boxes him out and lets the ball go out of bounds for a Lower Merion throw-in.
I was talking to some fans at halftime. Spoke about this Lower Merion team and their strengths. Number 11, Sam Nyanka, got word that he is committed to West Virginia University to play D1 soccer. Nyanka has put on a performance this game for the Aces. Don't know if they credit him with the assist, but put the ball in great position for the Aces when they got their goal earlier.
On the topic of goals, the Aces almost had one there as there was a defensive collapse that allowed number 13, Simon Rosen, to creep into Haverford goal territory. However, he got dispossessed just in time by the Fords defense. However, the ball still has not exited the danger zone as a ball was placed by Nyanka up high for his teammate, who just could not get his head on it. But that was a very dangerous play right there. Fords are lucky to get off of both of those plays with no goals for the other team. Lower Merion with the ball now. They have it along the sideline. They play it back to number 10, Maury Rothman. Now the ball's along the sideline now for the Aces. Fords regain possession. Legend Russell. Lower Merion going the other way now. They're making a play in. Ball is in possession of David. Good and clean tackle there by number 7, Owen Mulhern for the Fords. Now it's the Fords going the other way. Norke with the ball. Tries to make a pass up ahead, but good defense and good block by number 45, Jude Vaughn, who is one of the few juniors on the team of what seems to be almost an all-senior team, as we mentioned earlier.
Nyanka was tripped up in the middle of the field there by Tristan Hevner. I believe they got him for a foul there. Aces will take a free kick from about the 45-yard line as they look to add on a second goal to their already 1-0 lead.
Merion is pushing the pace here now, but number 14, Jaqueen Jenkins, tried to make a through ball pass to one of his teammates. However, no one was there, and Jack Schultz in goal for the Fords was quickly able to scoop that right up. Ball's high in the air now. It bounces. And it is Yanko who retrieves the ball. And yet it is another goal for the Aces. They're officially up 2-0 very early in the second half.
That is number 13, Simon Rosen. He's had an impact on this game before his goal. Now puts the Aces up 2-0. If you're Haverford, you hate to see it. Second goal added on early in the second half. Aces continue to put the pressure on the Fords. Rosen waited patiently. He had his shot multiple times. Waited till he knew he could get it in the goal. Did just that. Got it right past goalie Jack Schultz. Aces are in very good position to win this game. Although the Fords cannot give up here as they get off to a fast pace after this goal scored by the Aces. Fords got to get something going here. Game is never over, especially not now. Only 2 goals, but the Aces are in very, very good position.
Yeah, like you said, the game isn't over until the final buzzer, final whistle blows. You don't give up until you hear that. But again, you also, in a sense, you also have to be realistic that, you know, you're definitely fighting an uphill battle here. However, don't let that discourage you. But acknowledge that you're fighting an uphill battle, being down 2-0, being down 2-0 to a team that is, quite frankly, championship material, as they have gotten close, like we said last year, just falling short in the championship game to Conestoga. And again, right now, they're seated at number 1 in the rankings. And quite frankly, from what we've seen here, Jonah, they are, I believe they're living up to that number 1 ranking.
They certainly are, Tree. Playing like that 11-1 team that they are. Very strong core in the middle and in the front there. Nyanka holds that midfield together, gets his teammates in the front some opportunities. I've seen that multiple times here. Aces are just a really strong team overall. The Fords are too. Just need to get some more opportunities up front. As Legend Russell tries to do just that. Okafor Norke looks to get something going for the Fords. Tries to cross it. Intercepted by Lower Merion.
That could have definitely been the potential break that the Fords needed. That could have right there been the goal to put them one step closer to winning this game, as Owen Mulhern tumbles on the ground.
No whistle called there. Nyanka seemed to push Owen Mulhern to the ground. Ref didn't think there was a whistle. Game will resume and play on.
Carr with the ball now in the backfield. Plays it to Hefner, who is hounded by Nyanka. And now Fords let the ball go out of bounds, and it is Lower Merion possession. Throw-in now for the Aces by number 45, Jude Vaughn. Pass up ahead there by Lower Merion. However, Jack Schultz got there first, denying them the chance at a goal. Now it's the Fords going the other way. Legend Russell crosses the midfield line. Right around the 45-yard line now is the ball. They play it back to the defense. They cross it over to Carr on the sideline. Plays it into Boyle. Couldn't get a handle on it. And it is booted upfield by Lower Merion. However, to no realistic avail, as it is the Fords with the ball now. Okafor Norke is pushing the pace here. He's being double-teamed in the corner. Passes it back to Metz. Metz plays it in, intended for Boyle. Good defense there by the Aces. And now it is Nyanka getting very physical there with the young gun, Tristan Hefner. You can see the Aces making a push here. And
great stop by the Fords there as Rosen almost had another one. It seems that he is down and hurt right in front of that Haverford goal, holding that knee.
He's down on the ground.
As an injury timeout will be called and the clock will stop. Hate to see it. Rosen having a good game, had one goal there. Almost had another. Down with an injury. Hopefully it's not too serious.
Our trainer duo, Dave and Brennan. However, today it's just Brennan heading out there, check up on the guy. You know, Haverford Sports Media does love and support our sports healthcare and training duo of Dave and Brennan. Shout out to those two.
As Rosen gets up, starts to walk off the field on his own two legs without any support. Great sight to see that he is okay.
He seems to have a bit of a limp, and we are under the assumption that he will sit for, I believe, the next couple of minutes as they try to assess him more. Maybe just give him a breather as well, let him regroup himself, and then put him back in.
We will see how the Aces adjust as Rosen is a big part of that attack. That attacking core. Let's see how they adjust. I believe they are checking in number 40. I believe that's Khalid Jaffer, who I think is checking in for Rosen and filling in at that attacking spot. Lower Merion will hold possession right at the 35-yard line as they kick it back to regroup all the way back to their goalie, Crosby Johnson, who will reset this Lower Merion attack as they look to get it going. A boot down the field, repelled by, that's Charlie Metz, number 2, stopping that Lower Merion attack. James Laniak coming all the way up from his attacking position to get that ball.
Now it's Nyanka with the ball, slicing through the defense, tries to make a pass up ahead to number 40, Khalid Jaffer. However, did not amount to anything. Ace is still with the ball now, though, as Jack Schultz dives for the ball. He was not able to gain clear possession at first, however, able to, in the end, finally secure possession, and he now kicks it down the field for the Fords. Ball is bouncing all over the place. Everyone's heading it up. No one has established clear possession. Now it is the Aces with the ball as they're pushing the pace here. Yanko with the ball now. He passes it down to the sideline to Jack Foreman. Foreman with the ball now. As he's putting the moves on Carr, but Carr is still right there with him. He crosses it now. And the kick is missed by number 21,
Whoa.
Josh Huh.
Holding there by Lower Merion, holding Okafor Norke from getting away. That's number 5, Thanos Dandelius. Little bit of a questionable play by him there as he checks out. Holding Okafor Norke, not letting him go. Very questionable play there by the Lower Merion team.
Robert Priestley taking the free kick here now for the Fords. As he passes it to Carr on the sideline. He plays it up ahead for Sean Boyle, but good defense there by Maury Rothman, again making his presence felt very much throughout this game with a goal earlier in the first half and now, including others, a lot of defensive stops that he has made throughout the game. So now the Fords with the ball. Hevener with it. Plays it to Boyle. Boyle passes it back to Carr. Hevener. Back to Seidman. Seidman with the ball now. He's pushing it up.
Simon all by himself.
Makes a pass up ahead to Boyle. Oh, excuse me. That was not Boyle. That was number 12, James Laniak. Excuse me. Ford still with the ball now. It's Legend Russell along the sideline.
Ooh.
Laniak goes down. Ref blows his whistle.
Another rough play there as Laniak gets decked to the ground. A little bit of a questionable play again by this Lower Merion team. Playing almost too physical. Not sure how that's only a free kick. Seemed that was penalty kick worthy. As Okafor Norke will take this free kick from about the 20-yard line. Passes it to Riley Carr in the middle. Carr looks to get something on. Back to Okafor. Norke puts on the moves, puts on the footwork, tries to get in the middle. Goalie Crosby Johnson is there to repel that shot as the Haverford attack is denied. And if you are just joining us or want an update on this game, we are just under 25 minutes. The score is 2-0 Lower Merion against the Haverford Fords.
Substitutions here now are made for both teams. Ball is thrown in here now by the Aces. Headed out by Boyle. Russell with the ball now as he's pushing the pace. Again, that cool composure can be seen in both his body language and his facial expression. Still with the ball now. The midfielder trying to facilitate the offense. Pass it back to Seidman. Seidman attempts to pass it to number 15, Tyler Cohen, but just put a little bit too much on that. Now it's Norke with the ball. Gets dispossessed by Nyeka. And Nyeka holding the ball now, passing it back to his defense. The Aces with clear possession now as they're moving it around. Making quality passes, not forcing anything. They don't really have to force anything given their 2-0 lead as we are approaching about 23 minutes left in the game. But I do see the Aces making a push here now as it is Khalid Jair with the ball as he attempts to cross it in. However, to no avail. And it'll be goal kick now here for the Fords, taken by Jack Schultz. Jack Schultz plays it to Googie Seidman. Seidman plays it to Metz. Metz gets dispossessed. Now it's Lower Merion with the ball. Ace is still with the ball now. They played into Khalid. Right there, number 14, Jaquin Jenkins, trying to mount something there, trying to keep possession as he was being hounded by the Fords to no avail. A little touch pass action there by Riley Carr. However, that was a bit off the mark as it traveled a bit high and hit Sean Boyle in the back.
The Fords can advance the ball up to those attacking players like Sean Boyle, get Boyle involved. They could have a chance here at a shot on goal. Boyle has not really been active on the attacking front. He's made his presence in other ways, but if he can get involved, somehow if his teammates can get him those opportunities to shoot, we know he's lethal. We know he's dangerous. And I would love to see that from him in his last senior home game. I'm sure he wants to get going too. Never stops playing. Always playing hard, determined. Sean Boyle really needs to get in this game. Rather, his teammates really need to get him in this game, get him those opportunities. Same with Owen Mulhern, who we know can also be lethal as Owen Mulhern gets it and has a chance on goal. Owen Mulhern looks to make a move on the defender. Mulhern now looks to cross the ball and get it to one of his teammates as he is tripped up. It stays Haverford possession as Riley Carr on the sideline will throw the ball in. Okafor Norike letting it get by his defender. Lower Merion intercepts it. Robert Priestley, an attempt to save it, heads the ball in the air, and that will be Lower Merion ball.
And like you said earlier, Jonah, talking about getting Sean Boyle a lot of touches on the ball, you know, for someone being known as the header merchant and having tied the Haverford High School record for most goals in a season last year as a junior with 21 goals. You know, we have not seen a lot of that in this game, to be honest, as I believe Lower Merion has made it their mission to shut him down, as his recent commitment to a D1 soccer college has most likely made its news around the Central, has most likely made its rounds around the Central League, and that's probably something they had prepped in their game plan to shut down Sean Boyle.
Just want to take a moment to congratulate Sean Boyle on his commitment to D1 school Bucknell. I've been friends with Sean, throughout my entire high school education and high school career. Sean, great friend of mine, smart kid. Very, very proud of him and love to see what he's doing out here on the pitch. As Legend Russell looks to get things going, pass it to Sean Boyle. Forwards have an opportunity to score here. Sean Boyle, can he beat his defender? Still looking to get something going. Legend Russell in that corner. Lower Merion looks to get the ball out. Owen Mulhern dives into that middle. Tries to get to Okafor Norike, deflected by that Lower Merion defense. Great slide tackle. That's Googie Seidman. The Fords have another opportunity.
Oh, Mulhern hits the deck, and the defender cannot believe it, but that is indeed a whistle.
That is a foul called on Lower Merion. Tree, could this be the break the Fords needed?
Yes, I believe from, 17, 18 yards out, free kick. That is about as good as it gets in terms of free kicks and opportunities that the Fords have seen so far in this game. I believe if played well and shot well with accuracy, this could be the breakthrough goal that they need to, again, get one step closer to erasing that 2-0 deficit they are in right now.
The free kick will either be kicked by Okafor Norike or Riley Carr. Let's see who it is. That's Riley Carr. Looks to curve it in the goal. Ooh, just a little bit right. Couldn't catch that top right corner, which he has done. I don't want to say many times before, but he has done it before. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Riley Carr, a great player to have in that situation. Just a little bit right. Fords could not catch the break they needed as legend Russell and Owen Mulhern check out. That is number 11, Stefan Rompere, who is in the game.
The Aces with the ball now as they're trying to push it into the Fords half of the field. However, the Fords are putting up a fight here, not letting it get past the 50-yard line here. Now it is ref blows his whistle. That is a foul against the Fords. Free kick will be awarded to the Lower Merion Aces.
Number 10, Ukfor Norke checking out for the Fords. Fords taking out some of their key players here. Resting them up for this final stretch as we just approach 16 minutes left in the second half. Fords remain down 2-0 to the Lower Merion Aces.
Now the Aces going the other way, making a push at the goal. Attempt to cross it, but good defense there by the Fords as they are able to prevent the cross, but still have not really cleared the ball yet. Lower Merion establishes possession. They send it out of bounds right around the in between the 40 and the 35-yard line. The referee says last touch by the Fords. It'll be a throw in here now by the Lower Merion Aces. As it is number 45, Jude Vaughn, who throws it in. Ball travels out of bounds again. Still last touch by the Fords. And now it'll be number 14, Jaquin Jenkins, throwing it in for the Aces. Jenkins with quite the throw there as he's able to get it right into the box. However, the Fords are able to get it out. Again, the Aces able to get it back into the box, and Nyeka takes a shot at goal there, but is gobbled up by goalie Jack Schultz as he prevents a crippling and arguably game-ending 3-0 deficit. Forwards are still in this, but time pressure is definitely on them as we approach just 14 minutes left in the game. Right now, if I were the coach for the Forwards, right about now would be the time where if I had some sort of trump card or magic trick or secret player that no one knows about, right about now would be the time to whip that guy off the bench and put him in as clock is ticking and the pressure is building on the Forwards.
Robert Priestley to take this free kick from about the 50-yard line. Boots it in there.
Ball is in the air.
Sideman looking to get something going. Sean Boyle has a shot on goal. Left foot.
Was tipped there by the defender.
Goalie Crosby Johnson was not in goal. 3 Lower Merion defenders taking his place and repelling that Sean Boyle shot.
Sean Boyle with the chance right there to give the Forwards a little bit of a momentum boost there. Only putting them down by a goal if that had gone in. However, we have to commend the defense by the Aces there. just getting a little bit of a chip on the shot that Boyle took, preventing that ball from going into the net. There will be a stoppage of play as the two referees discuss the game, and we are awaiting their decision. I believe that they will call a goal kick. Yes, I believe that they will. I believe that they will be calling a goal kick here in the favor of the Aces. Ball is put in play and headed nicely by Lower Merion towards the Haverford net. However, good defense there by the Fords. Romprey with the ball. Passes it up to Boyle, who passes it back to Laniak. Boyle with it now. Riley Carr in the backfield. Makes a play up the sideline to Romprey. Passes it to Jacob on. It's dispossessed, and now it's Lower Merion going the other way.
Jacob On's first time in the game. Looking to provide a little speed boost for the Fords here. Get things going. As Robert Priestley boots it up. Jacob On chases after the ball. Googie Simon coming up from his defense position too. Trying to really get the Fords going here. Stefan Romprey looks to make a defense play. He cannot do it. Googie Simon is there to intercept the ball. Googie Simon coming out of his defensive shell.
And now it's Jacob On making a run towards the ball. However, he gets beat by number 10, Maury Rothman, who was able to get there just in the nick of time, preventing On from getting to the ball. And, you know, with the mention of Jacob On, him and Tristan Hevner are really, I believe, the only two sophomores on the varsity team. And, you know, just like me and Jonah said earlier, this Haverford team is a well-rounded team in terms of seniority and different grades and ages, as we have a good mix of seniors and juniors with a few sophomores sprinkled in.
That is junior number 37, Owen Bress, for the Lower Merion Aces checking in. And number 8, Justin Poles checking out. I believe is also a member of the Lower Merion basketball team, who the Fords have faced many times throughout the years. Started a little rivalry between those two basketball teams as the two soccer teams go head-to-head tonight. And if you are just joining us, we are approaching 10 minutes, or you just want an update on the score, we're approaching 10 minutes. Lower Merion Aces remain up 2-0 against the Haverford Fords.
The Aces pushing the pace and pushing the ball here now. As Khaled Jaffer tries to cross it in to no avail, and now it's the Fords going the other way. Hevner with the ball, tries to play it up ahead. It's intercepted by Lower Merion defenders. Now it's the Aces with the ball. They force the out-of-bounds call. It'll be last touch by the Fords, and throw in here now for the Aces. Ball travels out of bounds yet again. Again, a throw in for the Aces as they try to tip it up ahead, and another goal by number 40, Khaled Jaffer, officially putting the Fords in a 3-0 hole And I think, ladies and gentlemen, with just a few seconds above 9 minutes remaining, I think that'll be.
Tree, I do not believe that was a goal. It looked like it was a goal. Did not count.
The ref called that an offsides. Good catch there, Jonah. Correcting me there. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. That was not a 3-0 rise for the Aces. It is still 2-0 with around 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Good offsides call there. Good and keen eye by the ref. And now it'll be the Fords with possession. Sean Boyle gets a little bit of a shove there by Andrew Davis. The ref does see that and awards him a foul, as it'll be a free kick given to the Fords.
So we have just hit 8 minutes in the second half. Fords really need to get something going here. Lower Merion has been in control in both halves here. Robert Priestley with a good bicycle-type kick to repel that Lower Merion attack. As number 10, Okafor Norike, checks in maybe for the last time he'll ever sub in at AG Cornog Stadium.
He's subbed in for number 15, Tyler Cohen, as he is applauded as he gets off the field.
Schultz catches another one of those punt-like kicks. He punts it himself back up the field. There's Googie Sideman looking to get this Fords team going. Riley Carr on that defense, trying to stay with his defender. Staying right on his hip. Great defense by the Fords. That's Sean Boyle. James Laniak now takes over. Fords could have something going here. Okafor Norike, lightning fast speed, rushing down the field, looking to cross the ball. Gets by his defender. Okafor almost had a chance on goal. Whose ball will the ref put the possession in? I think they will call Lower Merion possession. That was almost a corner kick for the Fords.
Yeah, that was a great run there by Okafor Norike, again showing off that athleticism and that speed that he's so well known for amongst his teammates. Really, he still thinks that the Fords are in it, which is good, shown by his obvious and extreme effort as he's giving it his all with just a bit under 6 minutes remaining in the game. That was a great run there by the Fords, and I believe arguably one of the best, if not the best, run the Fords have had in the past, I would say around 10, 15 minutes of this game. Fords with the ball now. It is Laniak. Laniak pass it along the sideline to Nicky DiDonato. He's getting his first touches of the game. Referee blows his whistle. And it'll be a throw in here for the Aces. Aces pushing the pace. They lack numbers as the Fords intercept the pass. Now it's the Aces going the other way, still with no numbers, as the Fords are able to defend and regain possession. Now it is Tristan Hevner pushing the pace. Getting hounded there by the senior Nyenka. To no avail, though, as the Fords still have possession, and now it'll be Jacob Ahn who goes down as he makes an attempt at the ball. Aces with it now. They're pushing along the sideline.
Riley Carr getting physical, that Lower Merion attacker. As we were just approaching 4 minutes ago, the Fords are in desperation mode. Never ruling anything out. Fords can do it. They've been known to do it. Who knows? Never count them out. But if they do want to do it, they got to get something going quick.
Yes, the clock is indeed ticking as we are now officially under 4 minutes. Just about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. The window for a comeback is getting slimmer by the second in this one, as the Fords are trying to make a last-second push to somehow work a miracle and force an overtime in this game. Norque with the ball. He's moving along the sideline. Norque still with it. He's still going.
Norque showing off his juke.
Tries to cross it into Sean Boyle. However, it was just a bit behind him as he could not extend to get there. Now it's Lower Merion ball.
Norque so lightning fast and lightning quick. Shows off that footwork. That is truly, truly one of a kind.
Both teams are going for the ball here. It is the Fords who come up with it. Now it is Laniak. Laniak driving towards goal. Now he's pulling it back, waiting for his teammates. Norque gets tripped up. Once a call there does not get it. And now it is still Ford's ball. Laniak with it now. Fords are dispossessed. Lower Merion with the ball. Now it is the Fords with it. Playing a little touch and go as we are approaching 2 minutes left. Jonah, right now, I think if I were part of the Lower Merion team, Okafor Norque makes a cross to no avail, though, as it is behind the goal. And that might have been the last drive of the game here for the Fords. And I believe the last drive by Norque for his high school career here at A.G. Cornog Stadium. But yes, as I was saying earlier, Jonah, if I were part of the Lower Merion team at this point in time, I would not even be concerned about scoring whatsoever. I would just be concerned about playing defense and keeping the ball out of Haverford possession and not allowing them to get back into this.
I completely agree, Tree, as it seems they're doing just that, sprinkling in a little bit of attacking.
Yes, indeed.
Who knows, maybe getting another late goal to pile on the lead. Coach Nico Severini has to be very, very pleased with his team's play. He came into this game saying Haverford was the underdogs. So we were just approaching 1 minute. It seems like Haverford is going to go down in this game, take the loss. We said Haverford was going to be the underdogs. They were. Despite that, I still think they played a great game, playing a much better seed than them with a much better record. Only let up 2 goals. I think if they could have just got a little bit more opportunities on goal, who knows what would have gone in. But I think despite Haverford losing this game, they played a great game. They did.
Yes. I mean, you have to take into consideration how good of a team this Lower Merion team is. They are ranked 24 spots ahead of the Fords. They have taken out better teams with, I would say, higher scores than just a 2-0 loss. I've seen them take teams out. As Lower Merion piles on one more goal here at the end within the last minute. Shot was taken by number 8, Justin Poles, as he now puts the game even further out of reach with a 3-0 lead on the Fords.
I believe that was number 9, Andrew Davis, who shot that goal. Did a little dance in the corner there. Kind of rubbing it in the Fords' faces here. Already up 2-0. Game was obviously over. Decided to celebrate after the goal.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, now with under 10 seconds, under 5 seconds, this will do it for us here at AG Cornock Stadium.
As that final whistle is blown, that is the game. Haverford goes down to the Lower Merion Aces 2-0. Lower Merion will improve to 12-1, and I think they will keep their number 1 placement in the PIAA Division 1. Fords, after this matchup, dropped to 6-8-2. Who knows where they will stand in the rankings of the PIAA Division 1. Rough one for the Fords tree. Real rough one. Playoff hopes are now slimmer.
Indeed.
Never count anything out. You never know.
Yes. If they play really well with the remainder of their schedule, there could still be a chance that they could creep into that 16, 15 seed spot and secure a spot in the playoffs. However, ladies and gentlemen, the game is over. Do not, I repeat, do not turn off the stream, as we will be calling up the coach to tell us more about the legacy of George Severini in just a few moments.
Coach Castanelli will be joining us in the booth, asking him a few questions about the legendary George Severini, what he meant to him. So stay tuned for that. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back momentarily with that great interview with Coach Cass. And we are back with the interview with Coach Cass. We're going to be asking him a few questions about Coach George Saravini. Coach Cass, as a former player of George Saravini, what did you learn from him and that helped you in your career as a D1 player and now as the head coach of Ford Soccer?
Man, George was he was just a guy that commanded a lot of respect out there. You didn't want to disappoint him. It's I don't know how to explain, when you go out there and you play for one of your coaches and you just don't want to let them down. That's kind of how it was with George, and it just made you push and give every last bit of energy and effort that you had, and that's kind of just wanting to do that for him made me it gave me kind of that will and that desire throughout the rest of my soccer playing career. Sometimes you got to dig deep and fight mentally, and that's kind of what playing for him did for me.
And I know this was a big game tonight on the other side, coaching Nico Saravini, his son. What did this game mean to you as the two teams, Lower Merion and Haverford, came together to honor the great George Saravini?
So I've known Nico for a long time. He was actually, when I was in high school, he was just getting done, I think, his college career at Penn, and he was like an assistant coach for us. So always been very close with him. When I first started coaching at Haverford, he was always very supportive and, trying to give me tips and trying to be helpful, as I was kind of navigating my way through, just trying to figure out how to really run and be involved with a soccer program. And, a lot of these guys know each other. They play club soccer with them. They grew up playing club soccer with them at, all different levels. And I actually coached, probably at least 10 kids on their team in club soccer at one point or another. So it's always fun playing them. It's always a challenge to play them. They're always, one of the best teams in the state, really. So it's always a challenge, I wish the score would have reflected kind of more of how I thought we played, but, it doesn't always go that way.
Thank you, Coach Cass. It seems that George Saravini has left a lasting legacy that will be with everybody forever who is involved in the soccer community. And that is it for tonight's broadcast. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you to Coach Cass coming up for the interview in the booth. And we are signing off. Good night.